Welcome to We Wine Whenever. Grab your glass and join three Jersey Shore housewives, Wendy, Kelli, and Lori, as they dive into everything from Bravo drama to life's everyday chaos. It's unfiltered, it's hilarious, and it's the real talk you've been waiting for, from relationship to pop culture. We drink wine whenever, and we hope you do too. Don't forget to subscribe and give us a 5-star review. Cheers! Welcome to We Wine Whenever. I'm Wendy.
I'm Kelli.
We are talking about Real Housewives of Atlanta, Season 16, Episode number 9. Can't believe it's 9.
Yeah. I can't believe it either.
Blame it on the Henny. You know, that's their thing. That's Portia's thing.
That is their thing. Yeah.
So I will say that the way this episode started off, it was so damn confusing. So
well, all I could focus on is the fact that Kelli said that her dog had false eyelashes on.
That's so funny.
I couldn't get past it. I'm like, coloring the dog, okay, I get, especially if the dog got stolen or lost or something. I get that. Nails done. All right, we're kind of pushing it with the nails, but I'll allow it. But the lashes, I mean, that's
crazy.
I mean, you might as well just open your window and just throw the money out.
Yeah, no, I
agree. Just throw the money out the window.
I agree. You know, she was on. Did you watch the after show?
I did not.
So
I know. I really got to start doing that.
You really do. She was on the after show and she was talking about that. And she was explaining, like she did already, that her dog got stolen. But what I didn't understand is that they stole her dog. That's why she started dyeing it pink, or it was purple this time. But they stole her dog to breed it because it hadn't been fixed yet. And those dogs are really expensive.
Gosh, that's awful.
I know. I was like, oh my gosh.
I hope she got the dog back before they violated her.
She did. She did.
Okay, good.
Well, I don't know. They may have violated her, but she wasn't pregnant. But whatever. Like, yeah, and I imagine she probably got the dog fixed shortly after that too.
Sure.
Yeah. But what I didn't like about it was it starts out with like Cynthia. She's like, the end of the trip was a little bit weird. She went to bed early. So she's got to break out the Bailey PI, private investigator. So she was going around talking to all the women, but it really wasn't in order. And like you'd see her with this one, and then she was with that one, and then she's getting this part of the story. And I'm like, this is so confusing the way they edit it. Like if you could have just given me each sit down.
Right.
And they were at all different times because she was wearing all different things. And I was like so confused by the whole thing. But what I got from it was she talked to Angela and she gets her side of it. And Angela says, you know, what we knew, that she heard voices outside of her room. And she heard her name and she heard Charles' name and she heard Big Bird. So she put on her pajamas and, you know, she went downstairs. Then she goes and she talks to Portia and she doesn't remember much because she was drunk. Basically, she doesn't remember what she said. And Cynthia's like, well, is it true that you said you were going to, you know, F Charles? And Portia said, maybe, I don't remember it. You know, she said, well, then I guess it was the Hennessy. And Cynthia's like, well, the Hennessy, that's not good. And Portia's like, no, the Hennessy, it saved me because I was about to blow that bitch all the way up, meaning Angela.
No, she wasn't. She's all talk, Portia.
I know. I was like, what?
Talk.
Then she said, I would never F anyone's husband. I mean, come on. Really?
You just did.
So then Shamia gets all bent out of shape because Angela texted her, after witnessing the disrespectful behavior against me and my husband, there's nothing more to be said. ... And then they garble it. Fake ass sisterhood, in quotes, ... And it's clear that our morals and values don't align, ... It's all good, though. Be blessed. What?
I like Angela.
I'll tell you what.
She's expecting Shamia to call Portia out. That's her best friend.
Well, that's the thing. And that's kind of how I felt.
Actually F your husband. She just said she better watch or I will. Like I would imagine that if it were a physical situation where Shamia saw Portia coming on to Charles Oakley, she would intervene. But what do you expect her to do right now? That's her best friend.
Exactly. And, you know, so she didn't have, that's how that ended with them at this point, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then Cynthia in her confessional, she said, listen, after midnight, the only thing that's open is legs, jails, and ERs. And that's why you need to take your ass to bed early. because that's
Oh,
where
that
she
was
was.
good.
That
Yeah,
was good.
that
That
was
was
good.
good. And, Drew was gone, so she didn't really have anything to do with this.
Did
And
Drew really leave when she said she was gonna leave?
I think she did because we didn't
Okay.
see her. Yeah, I think she did.
Okay.
So while Cynthia is gathering her information for her investigation, she announces that she's going to be doing the Bailey Q and that this year she wants to do it in honor of Juneteenth. Because normally she does it 4th of July, but now she wants to do it. And that's like the theme of the party. And then we see Kelly's birthday party for Cha Cha. Like you said, ridiculous. And she even had a party planner. She had a party planner.
I mean, I just don't understand people. I know people love their animals, but it's not, I mean, she's got 4 daughters.
I know. I mean, that was a nice party she had for the 17-year-old, but
Yeah.
I mean, I'm having a birthday party a Saturday for my son and his 18th birthday and Mother's Day. We're doing a combo party. But guess who the party planner is?
Nice.
You're, yeah,
You.
yeah, me. I mean, these are like real people I'm having it for, not dogs.
Right.
Guess who's doing the cooking and the cleaning? Well, I'm not doing the cooking, but I am
Right.
doing the cleaning.
Right. Bill's cooking.
Bill's cooking. Then we see Britt is telling Kelli that her mom is moving in. She's telling her this at the party, and she's going to be moving in the next 30 to 45 days, which is a huge jump because when we started out the season, she wasn't really not even in a good place with her mom.
But remember that one conversation she had with Mike? They were talking about her mom moving in because she was talking about the bedroom placement and not
Yes.
wanting her mom to be so close. But you're right. Shortly thereafter, we find out that she wasn't even on speaking terms with her mother.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And that her sister's coming over to help pack, and she had
They're
gone to
packing
dinner.
up the family home.
Yes. Yes. Which is
That's sad.
hard. It's hard. That's
Oh, yeah.
hard.
Yeah.
But at least now she's talking to her sister, and after the whole incident with Kenya, her family's a little bit closer. Like they were there, they stood behind her, which I think is great.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kelli tells Britt about Cynthia having the Bailey Q and that she has this prophet coming. So the interesting thing about this, they were talking a lot about the prophet on the after show. After they started talking about it, Drew had a prophet. That guy that used to come and like guide her
Mm-hmm.
and let her know what was going on. And because, Drew's mother is a preacher.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Don't you remember well, you didn't always watch Potomac, did you?
I took a break from Atlanta.
Yeah.
I took a break.
Yeah. So Drew's mom is a preacher because in early days when, her and Ralph were there, her mom was very much involved in the spiritual side of things. And I forgot, to be honest with you, how religious, Drew is.
Right.
So when she showed up there and the prophet was there and she said she's going to do a private read, she really does believe in it. And she said that on the after show, what the prophet told her was very accurate, but she didn't want it there because her enemies would weaponize the information.
I mean, I see it. Like, I didn't think
Yeah,
it was extra, like Portia said. Like,
I didn't either.
that's if you
I didn't.
truly believe in that,
It's a
and you're
private
gonna
thing.
right, and you're gonna heed whatever this person tells you,
Right.
then yeah, you're gonna want to do it in a private setting.
Yes. And then Cynthia was saying, because they were asking her, like she talks to this prophet like twice a year. And then sometimes the prophet just reaches out to her and says, like, I need to talk to you. Like she feels things.
That's interesting.
I thought it was very interesting. I mean, basically, I'm thinking it's a psychic, but for whatever reason, I guess religious reasons maybe, or,
Yeah.
I mean, Drew really believes it. Like she can in her and Cynthia, I feel from what they said about it, like they really take it spiritually, what this person says to them. Whereas when Shamia was talking about it, Shamia was saying that, it wasn't so accurate. I think Kelli said it was completely accurate. But Shamia said, like, the prophet said that I needed to, watch my money. So she's like, so I went home and I, said, I got to see the books. I got to see the accountant. And she said, well, the accountant's accountant, like, it's fine. My money's fine. Like, but what was she trying to tell me? Like, does that mean like I should stop spending or maybe I don't know. But,
Yeah.
I mean, I
Well,
guess.
I didn't, I mean, I know we're going to get there, but I didn't like that the prophet, of course, she says something about Angela's marriage. Like, to me, that was like a total setup.
Yeah. Well, what?
Like where the teacup reader told
Yes. But you know
told
what?
Jennifer she was going to get some endorsements.
Well, Kelly's, I don't know. I've jumped to it now, so we're there. But Kelly said that, and what she said about her ex-husband and the car, and
Yeah.
she's like, that was spot on.
Yeah,
She's
that
like,
was
that was
crazy.
totally spot on. She could not have Googled that. Like some of the stuff that she said to me, there's no way that she could have known that. Like that,
Right.
like that's kind of like, you know, kind of crazy.
Yeah.
All right, I don't know why I jumped that. I just thought the whole thing was interesting, and then I, remember that Drew had a prophet. So then Portia brings a puppy home for PJ. I mean, what?
But PJ did not seem too excited about that puppy, did she?
Not really. Not really. I mean, no, not
I feel
considering
like my kids at 21 and 17 would be jumping up and down happy if I brought a puppy home.
my kids would too.
Yeah. And she was just like, cool.
Yeah. So Portia's telling her sister and her mom what had happened in Nashville. They're at their mom's house too. She's
Mhm.
at her mom's house, and she's having Dennis come over because she wants to let Dennis know about the what is she calling her?
Well, she got a nanny, right?
Yeah, but au pair. An au
She's
pair.
calling her
So
that.
yeah, so that's why she did this at her mother's house, which seemed odd to me. Like, why is she doing this at her mother's house?
I don't know because then they got
Oh,
to
you know
bring.
why? She wasn't allowed to film. Remember Simon?
That's right. She's not allowed to film in Simon's house.
Right.
That's why.
That's why. I totally I'm like, this isn't making sense. But now that it just occurred to me, that's good. They were at Portia's mom's house is because
That
they
is.
couldn't film. All right. So she wants to tell Dennis about the au pair, and the au pair is coming over, and she's going to be living with her, and she is from South Africa.
Mm-hmm.
She seems very young, didn't she?
My God, I have the same thing written down. She's so young.
Yeah.
She's so young.
Yeah, I thought that I mean, she looked to me like she was like 15, maybe 17.
Yeah.
Like she looked really young.
I mean, she could be 17. She could have come over here at 17.
Yeah, I guess it's possible, but
Yeah.
whatever.
I'll tell you what, though. It's a shame that Dennis and Portia can't figure their shit out because they are hysterical together. Like, they have such a good banter, don't they?
They do have a good banter. They do. They do. So then, Portia said she wants to chat with Dennis about her finding out that he had filmed with Drew behind her back. And he said that out of respect, Drew is not even signing with him. So she's not doing business with him anymore, it sounds like, right?
That doesn't make sense just from the TikTok they just did together. Giving
What
away
is-
at that. He's counting out
Oh, yeah,
$1,000.
yeah. Well, this was probably a year ago.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
so
don't
maybe
know.
things have changed.
Portia says she just wants a friendship with him, and she wants him to pick the family first. That's all, which I get that.
And
I
she
get
says
that.
to her mom, he's over here backdooring housewives. So I had to
Yeah.
look that up because I'm like, what is she saying? And basically it just says that they're doing something in secret.
Yeah. Yeah.
But she's like, okay, Portia, you said too much.
Yeah. Yeah. So I skipped this part, but we'll go back there. So Shamia goes to see her surrogate, her former surrogate, Shadina, and she's helping her get another surrogate, Asha.
Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce it, but yeah.
Asha, Asha. I don't know. I think it's Asha. And she meets her, and then Gerald gets to FaceTime to meet her. She was in another one. She's so tiny. Like she's so tiny.
I know.
But we find out that she's got all the medical tests done, and now they're just waiting for the legal stuff to finalize, and then they're going to be ready to implant an embryo in her.
And I guess they know, like, I never knew this, but I guess you can, you have so many embryos and you know what's
Yes.
male
They
and what's a male.
grade them. Yes.
So they can really try for the boy.
Yes.
Yeah, amazing.
Yes, that is amazing. And Angela's and Charles are working out together, and she's saying what a drill sergeant he is, and I can see that. And she starts telling him about the Nashville trip, and Angela
She said, "Let
says,
me ask my husband what he says, because he'll tell me what the haters are saying."
"That's right."
That was so funny.
I actually like their relationship too.
I
Like,
do too.
I do. I like it. Like, she's like, "Listen, I'm married to an ex-NBA player. I know what I got. He knows what he's got. We don't have a problem with it. Let the streets say what the streets say,
Right.
and F you all bitches." Right?
Exactly. Exactly.
And he's kind of the same way.
I mean, if they truly, truly had something to hide, I don't think they'd be on this show right now.
No. No, I don't either. And, Angela tells him what they said about the woman in New York, and Charles says, like, he wants tickets to the show between Angela and Britt, because Britt's the one who said it.
Yeah, she's gonna
Yeah.
be a one and done. She's not coming back.
Yeah, she's really not doing too well. Then we see her, she's packing up with her sister at her mom's house, and, you could see that her sister Cher is so upset her mom is selling the house,
Oh my
and
god, she's, like, yelling at they call the other sister, she's, like, yelling at her.
I know, I know. And then poor
Like, everyone
grandma's there.
processes differently. Yeah, grandma set them all straight.
Yeah, stop acting a fool.
Everybody needs to stop acting a fool.
That's right.
Good advice, grandma.
Exactly.
You couldn't have said it at a better time or to more deserving people to hear.
Yeah. Yeah. I totally agree. Then, we see Bailey's getting ready for her party.
It always rains when Cynthia has a barbecue,
I know. She
right?
really Yes.
I mean, maybe yeah, well, I guess Juneteenth, you gotta do it that time of year, but I don't know. Poor Cynthia. It's always raining at her barbecue, her Bailey cues.
Yes, it is always raining. So then shortly after, the doctor, Natasha Leith, shows up, the prophet, and she immediately feels Brit as soon as she walks in, which it was a little odd, but, she
Well, she
said
was the first person there, Britt, wasn't she?
yeah, of the lady, she was the first person
Yeah.
there. Yeah,
Yeah.
so I guess so. That, it's time for her to choose herself and not, other people. I didn't know she had a product called Bare Naked. I feel like there's already a product called Bare Naked.
I did too. And I don't remember her ever talking about it.
I don't either. I don't know. We'll have to look that up. Okay. Then, like I said, the prophet tells Kelli about her ex-husband with the car. He was being vindictive. And she said it was for her 10th wedding anniversary that he gave her the G-Wagon, and then he sold it.
Yeah. That's my
What's
dream car.
Yeah. So then Shamia shows up, and I thought she was the one that was perfectly in the theme with her African clothes, because her husband is of Nigerian descent.
Yes. You don't invite me to a barbecue on Juneteenth and think I'm not wearing my African clothes.
There you go. There you go.
By the way, I just Googled bare
Bare naked.
naked Brit 80 and absolutely nothing comes up.
Interesting. But doesn't anything come up for bare naked?
Just bare naked.
Yeah.
Bare Naked Kitchen in Tampa, Florida. Bare Naked Bakery in Plainview, New York. Bare Naked Bakery in Belmore, New York. Bare Naked Bakery.
Okay, so I guess it's not what I was thinking.
No.
So then the prophet says we as women get consumed with work in our lives, and sometimes we forget to be sexy for our men. And Angela said, "Where's my phone? Let me order up some Victoria's Secret." And
She
then
says Charles's love language is cleaning the house.
cleaning up the
Yes,
damn
Charles.
house. I was like,
Yes.
yes, yes, I'm there for that.
Me too. That's my love language too.
Angela said, "We're good." The prophet says, for Portia, he's got his eyes on something. She said, "Well, is it the car? Is it a person?" And we don't know. Prophet tells Jamia 2025 is her money making year.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's important to lay low. Drew shows up late. Again, just wanted to note that.
Yes. What is it with that?
I don't know. But maybe we'll find out. Like, maybe this is like part of it.
She's the Dorit of Atlanta.
Yeah.
That's so interesting.
Angela says, Porsche gets nothing from me until we address the Nashville situation. Kelli asks Angela how she's doing, hasn't seen her since Nashville. And Angela says, in need of a good vibe. And then Britt says, well, you get what you put out there. Angela says, so let's talk about it.
Why Britt keeps coming for Angela, and
I
I don't
know.
know why, because she shuts her down every time.
Yeah, she's
You're
not good
getting
at
the
it.
best of this woman. You're just not, Britt.
No.
You don't
No.
you don't have the mental capacity to do it.
Yep. So Angela says, you have something you want to tell me because the energy. And Britt said, well, you can hear the words coming out of my mouth. Britt said, it sounds like you need to use that mouth more often.
Mm-hmm.
Angela said to Britt, well, not as much as yours with the stretch marks around it. I was like, whoa. And then she
Not the
called her.
stretch mark.
Then she flat out said, she called her a whore.
You're
You're
a
a
whore.
whore. And I was like, whoa.
And then Britt brought up the baby.
Yeah, then, yep. Drew steps away and Britt's yelling, does the whore know about that baby? And Angela said, who's the baby? You better come with receipts. Like, that's
if there
what I
is
like.
a baby,
Right.
Angela should just say it. Like,
Well,
just M&M
you know,
her. Just say it before she can say it.
yeah, but you know what? Because I don't think they have the receipts. Or she's, I don't know.
I
Listen,
mean, if there's a baby, to me, the Wendy Williams story, if that's factual, because that's alleged, or I think she said, I don't know. But to me, it sounds like there is a baby and they're taking care of the baby. So if that's the case, then for sure, just say it.
yeah, but I feel like Angela doesn't, and I agree with her. I don't think she needs to say it.
She doesn't need to. And I guess,
I think the way she shuts it down is
she does shut it down.
And she shuts it down every time.
Yeah. These women have the best comebacks. Like, I don't think
Yeah.
I'd be that quick on my feet.
And Shamia said in her confessional, if someone said to me that my husband had a side baby, it'd probably hurt my feelings. But I'd probably say to her, like, we've been trying to have a baby forever. Can we have it?
Can we have the baby?
Can we have the baby?
How can I get the baby?
Cynthia comes in and rings the bell and says, come on, like, we're going to move on. Drew asked Angela if she's okay. Angela didn't really answer her.
Here's my thing with Drew, though. Angela is riding pretty hard for her, and I don't feel like Drew's giving it back.
Well, when that whole thing started between Angela and when Angela called her a whore, actually, Drew backed up. She backed out of the conversation. Because I have noticed this with Drew. Like, she doesn't go low like that. She really doesn't. She doesn't.
No.
And it could be because her mother is a preacher. So she kind of backed up, and it was obvious that Angela didn't need any help.
I know. I just feel like, I don't know. I feel like Angela's like riding harder for the friendship, but whatever.
I don't
she
know.
doesn't need the help. Angela doesn't
No.
need the help, and maybe that's why Drew's just not
Yeah.
getting involved.
Then Cynthia calls out Portia and Angela to come to a private room and to sit down and talk because she wants them to iron things out. And they're talking about it. And Portia's like, you invited. No, Angela said, you're acting this way because I invited Drew and you didn't want her there. But, you said it was okay. And Angela said, what's it all about? Like, why are you talking about Charles? Like, why does one have anything to do with the other? And basically, I mean, they just squashed it. They just kind of both apologized. Like, Angela apologized and then Portia said ditto.
Right.
And they're like, okay, we're moving on.
But Portia did call her Dumbo with her big ears.
And yes, she did. In the confessional.
She'll never say, she's so, like, she's, I don't want to say the word. I don't like the word, but.
Yeah.
She doesn't have the balls to say it to anybody's face. She's,
Yeah, she says it in her confessional, but not to her face. And then Shamia wants closure over the text message. And, even in the after show, she's like, I can't believe she forgave Portia and she didn't me. But Angela was saying to her, listen, your best friend said that. I expected you as a married woman. Shamia's like, listen, I'm not fighting these fights. Like you said, maybe if she was effing him, Shamia would have said something.
Maybe physically she was coming on to him in front of Shamia.
Right.
She'd be like, well, that's our friend's husband. So
I did not think that Shamia was wrong in this. I think that
Angela
was asking too much of her. because it wasn't her fight to fight. They were all drinking. Like, they were all drunk.
Yeah, for sure. Like, that nobody was thinking clearly. I
Right.
mean, no, Portia shouldn't have said it, but she didn't say it sober. If she said it sober, it would have been way more fucked up.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, she doesn't even remember saying it. And then she wants to play the game,
Ugh.
see who knows the most about Juneteenth.
I mean, at least this was a decent game and they weren't talking about each other.
My God, yes. Thank God, right?
But when they flash back to that underground railroad scene
So
with
funny.
Portia, Phaedra goes, "Where were you in history class?"
I know.
Oh my
And I
God.
remember Cynthia's like, oh my God, her grandfather is turning over his grave.
Holy shit. Damn.
So, Shamia and Angela do agree to like just move forward.
Yeah, this is not
It's
friendship
not
ending
no,
stuff here.
it's not. But they don't show us next week's episode. They just tell us what's to come. So I'm not sure if it's going to be finally Phaedra or not, because we
Yeah,
do
I
see that.
think that people are probably getting tired of the same damn fight over and over again. Everybody's coming
Yeah.
for Angela, I feel like.
Yeah. I mean, we're in season 9 and we still haven't seen Phaedra, and we lost Kenya at episode, I said in episode 9. We
I know what you
lost
mean, yeah.
Kenya at 4, I think, wasn't it? 4
Yeah.
we lost her. So
Yeah.
we've now had 5 episodes of just annoyingness, to be honest.
Right. And it's 5 episodes of Portia saying she's going to get over the whole Drew filming with Dennis thing, but she's clearly not. Her talking mad shit about Angela in her confessionals, but not saying any of that to her face.
Right.
You know, Britt coming for Angela and getting shut down every fucking time.
Yeah. And
So
even I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, that's okay.
Even on Watch What Happens Live, Portia said she doesn't believe that Dennis and Drew really were together.
That's what I
Like-
mean. So what are you doing?
Right. Why are we still talking
You're
about it?
perpetuating it even more than them now.
Exactly. Exactly. I don't know.
Yeah. So maybe they think that just to keep people coming back, they got to show the upcoming scenes with Phaedra.
Phaedra, yeah.
Because other than that, it is kind of getting boring.
Yeah, I agree.
Just because it's the same thing over every week. Like Beverly Hills was the same thing. It's like, all right, can we move on now?
Yeah, I guess we're gonna have to wait and see what happens.
Something's going to happen with Charles Oakley, though.
Yeah.
You saw that coming up?
Yeah, and that was with Dennis, right? Wasn't he yelling at Dennis?
I thought it was Portia, but is it Dennis?
No, I think it's Dennis.
Okay.
Because Portia in her confessional says, "Ooh, do I have any pearls to clutch?"
Yeah.
I think
What's
it was
he yelling at Dennis for?
because I think Dennis might be the one who is running his mouth.
Well,
I
it makes
think
sense because he's the thirstiest one of them all.
Right. I think he might be the one who's running his mouth about the baby.
Interesting.
Because I think the baby comes up again. Yeah. And listen, I'm kind of here for it if it is Dennis, because Charles is so big and Dennis is so little.
So little.
Like, I'm a little bit here for that. Like,
I'm here for it too. Listen, I want more Charles Oakley.
yes.
So any way I can get more Charles Oakley on my screen, I'm here for it.
Yeah, I agree.
Speaking of, did you watch the Knicks game last night? Game 1?
I did not.
They came back from a 20-point deficit and won in overtime against the Celtics,
Wow.
who were highly,
Favored. Yeah. Wow.
game. I was talking to my dad for most of the game, and then Eric called. He was out. He called me on my way home, so I had to hang up with my dad. And then Eric and I watched it together at the end.
It's funny because Andrew, we gave up the TV for Andrew to watch it. He's like, I've been waiting for it all day. And I was so tired by the time I came back from picking up Matt. I was like, I'm done. I'm out.
Yeah, it was really a great game. I mean, they were down by 20 in the third. I'm like, fuck, this is over. But it wasn't.
We're at the like best of 7. Is that where we're at?
Yes.
So
Still best of 7, yeah.
When's the next game and where is it?
Tomorrow night they're in Boston again. It goes 2-2-1-1-1.
Okay.
So tomorrow night they're back in Boston for game 2, and then they'll go to New York for 2. Then they play again on Saturday at 3:30, which hopefully I got to look at the schedule. Hopefully I'm out of the salon early enough. But Eric and I have dinner reservations at 6:30. So
okay.
the game should be over by then.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
all right. Well, until next time, Thank you
Go
for
Knicks.
watching. Yes, go Knicks. Hopefully we'll have more to report next time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.